right. We are live. Let me scooch over towards you.
Come on over,
Mr.
baby.
Butsy, here we go.
Come on in.
My goodness gracious. We are out here at good old, remind me again, Born and Bred.
Born and Bred.
Born and Bred we are out here.
Born and Bred, baby.
So let's get this show started, get this show underway. So welcome back, everybody, to Pull Hook Golf, the podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cook. This is Butsy, Mr. Golf Influencer himself.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely.
What are we on here? 4 or 5?
I believe this is number 5. Well, if you count the commentary, I think this is number 5.
Cool.
So we've got some stuff going on. But with that being said, we do have a little bit of audio here. Let's see if we can just trim out some of that background noise. There we go. You know, it is very lively. I'm quite enjoying this spot. So, anyways, let's get into the episode here. First off, we want to thank Born and Bred for having us. They have an awesome happy hour. Why don't you go over their happy hour real quick?
Well, let's pull that up. It was sent to me via text message, so give me just a second here.
No worries.
Okay, so here's what we got. It's here in downtown Chandler, by the way, folks. Literally in the heart of it. You can see behind us, maybe there's a bunch of people walking around. We're right in front of one of the oldest golf resorts, maybe the oldest golf resort in the state. This is a new venue here, Aftermath Concept Restaurant. Saturday and Sunday brunch from 10 to 2. Happy hour weekdays, 4 to 6 p.m. And plenty of space for large parties and groups. Email Chandler at aftermathprojects.com if you're looking to come out large group. That said, well, back to you.
Love that. Love that. So, again, welcome back, everybody, to Pull Hook Golf, the podcast. This is episode number 111. Again, I'm your host, Matt Cook. This is co-host, Butsy. And on tonight's episode, we've got quite a bit going on here, folks. We've got the Players' Championship recap. We got the upcoming Valspar Championship preview. We've got the Swanie style segment. We've got PIF and the PGA Tour. Where are they at with their merger right now and everything going on there? And then a little bit of LIV Golf talk at the end. We always save the best for last. And then we do want to thank our sponsors before we do begin, which number one, Swannies Golf. I'm wearing the Swannies cap tonight. This is the desert polo here, folks. I mean, we got some cowboy hats. We got some cacti.
Blown away every week, dude. I mean,
I just keep bringing it. Just
very nice.
Absolutely keep bringing it. I feel like we've got like the official like desk set up this time. And then, of course, we also want to thank Bushwood and their Looper vodka, folks. I am a huge fan of that. It is very clean. If you're not a whiskey person, go after the Looper. It is fantastic. It's just like having a caddy right by your side.
It's unbelievable, and we enjoyed it on Sunday, I think.
We sure did. We definitely enjoyed that one. And my God, it was fantastic. So, folks, by the way, you can go to swannies.co and utilize promo code PullHookGolf25 at checkout for 25% off all your apparel and everything at Swannies. And then at Bushwood, same promo code except 20. So 20% off. So PullHookGolf20, 20% off at Bushwood.com. Let's get into this show. But before we do tackle into the world of professional golf, we got to talk a little bit about professional putting, because we were at Putting World and the World Putting Tour. We were there on Sunday. We had no idea what to expect. We did a full 6.5 hour broadcast live. First time ever for either of us.
It was a marathon, and it was awesome.
I've gotten a lot of DMs today that people want more events out of us. They want us to commentate pickleball. They want us to commentate youth soccer, like all these weird, like great things. Maybe some ping pong matches. Who knows? Yeah, it could be absolutely fantastic. So we did do commentary there. If you haven't seen the clips on social media, go to Pull Hook Golf, go to _Butsy, and you will see some pretty exciting clips that took place there. There's more stuff. I mean, there's 6.5 hours worth of content to where we were just going back and forth.
3,000 beers, way too much Bushwood vodka. like we said, we did not turn off the camera. We were locked in for 6 fucking hours.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
we we had an absolute blast there, and the good old winner, Jeff Gilbraltar. We just kept calling him Jeff G. Jeff G. Former Hooters Tour player coming out of Dallas, Texas. We had the Swedish putting team. Give them a little shout out. They've been sweeping the nation with winning all these putting events. They did not get the job done on Sunday because Jeff G did. And if you watch the one video, we were going nuts.
Very primal. I let out some screams.
Somebody said it was like you were scaring a raccoon out of your trash.
Literally, literally. There was just pure adrenaline. Way too many beers by that point in time. I mean, we were about 5.8 hours into the broadcast. Jeff G coming down the stretch. He buries one, and all you got to do is go watch that clip. I lost my mind.
We both did. We were going absolutely crazy. Jeff G was pointing at us up in the booth as we were in the upper deck there, but it was absolutely fantastic. Go to the YouTube page to go watch the full 6.5 hour stream. We had an hour pregame because we thought it started at 10, but it really started at 11. Just got bamboozled there a little bit, but that's okay. And then you could also go to our millions.co page as well. All right, without further ado, let's get into the Players' Championship recap here, and it did not disappoint, folks. Did not disappoint at all. High drama, great finish. Scottie Scheffler going back-to-back, back-to-back. So what I mean by that, if you're not paying attention to golf all that much, he won the Players' Championship last year. Won it again this year, but he also won the Arnold Palmer. Arnold. So also won the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill last week. So he goes back to back, and he played injured. I mean, what did you think of Scottie Scheffler this week?
I didn't. I mean, I looked through a lot of the notes today. I was very busy today working, and you gave me kind of limited notice. So I did my best. The injury part. What was the injury? I don't know. What was he injured with?
He had a neck injury. So he had a nerve tension going on in the neck, hurt his backswing, so he couldn't really get into his full swing there.
Okay. All right. Well, given that, yeah. God, this might be the most. I think I saw a lot of people say this. I saw a lot of comments saying might be the most dominant player since Tiger, which is just a massive statement. But I don't know. The golf has spoken for itself, I think, folks. So what he's done in the last few weeks here. I mean, what I see a stat, $8.2 million or some shit like that in 8 days. So
A lot of money.
yeah, definitely doing all right.
Lot of money.
Yeah.
Doesn't even need Piff the Magic Dragon to spew out any of that. But we'll get into that a little bit later.
But anyways.
Now, Scottie Scheffler wins by 1. If you've seen the highlights and everything, Wyndham Clark was chasing him down the stretch. Just had a fantastic run at the very end. However, he came up just short. So on 16, he hit a beautiful drive. And by the way, beginning part of the round, he did not play great.
No.
So he was struggling, mediocre in terms of his ball striking and so forth. And then just the mettle of this guy to really lock it in and really push through and just get locked in around his game in that final round on the back 9. But he hit a draw on 16, a beautiful draw. That's not a shot shape. He's a big cutter of the golf ball.
Yeah.
So for him to be hitting draws, that was pretty damn impressive. I mean, that takes a lot of balls in and of itself to do. And then showing that metal, 16, middle of the fairway, hits the green in 2, hit it to, I believe, about 10 feet. Just misses that putt for eagle, which that would have been great. At that point when he missed that eagle putt, because we're in putting world for the World Putting Tour Challenge, and they had it on the TV in a distance. We caught the last 3 holes, and I was like, oh, he's done, because who's going to birdie 17 and then birdie 18 in order to get into a playoff? He almost fucking did.
Yeah, but then you have the Scheffler hole out. What was it on 4?
Yeah.
That was reported to us up in the booth at Putting World.
Mm-hmm.
Just made it 2 on 4. He's heating up, and I got very excited. Now, mind you, we're doing the whole broadcast, and we're very locked into that. But the golf that was being played with the players, I mean, won't lie to you. Both of us were kind of looking around our little TV there at the big screen going, holy shit, look at this. It's coming.
We definitely were.
Oh, yeah.
You know, even though there was high drama at the Putting World Championships, it also was high drama at the Players, and that's what we were catching. And how about Wyndham Clark actually birdieing 17 and then getting that chance on 18 to push it into a playoff, and just one of the hardest rim jobs I've ever seen.
Well,
rough.
You know, the golf gods will do that to you when you take a drop like that. So
Oh,
we'll get into that later, but I'm just saying that's the kind of stuff that happens when you skirt the fan, Peter. If that makes sense. Sorry.
It sure does. And folks, if you're, by the way, this is a quick reminder for everybody that's on the live stream. If you want to add any comments, ask us any questions, feel free to throw those into the comments, whether on Twitter, whether on Millions, or on YouTube. You can ask away on any of those, and we'll be answering those throughout the broadcast and then also at the end. But going back to Scottie Scheffler real quick, okay? Because it kind of jumped over him. I do have a question for you. Do you think Scottie Scheffler is about to go on a tear?
Well, he's been on a tear. I mean, he's been on a tear. You're saying, will he sustain it and
will he win? Will he continue to win?
Yeah. Based on listening to him talk and everything that he talks about, he stays off social media. He keeps to himself. He works his ass off. Sounds kind of like the recipe that another guy that we know, and I'm not trying to make comparisons here, but and not that there was social media in the Tiger era, there wasn't, but that same mentality of just staying in your own bubble and doing what fucking works. I think he has figured out a recipe, and I think he's cooking.
Well, his biggest downfall is his putter, right? And I did say, as I was talking about him being somewhat of a choke artist when it comes down the stretch and so forth, I really felt like he needed a mental performance coach to be able to help him get that confidence back in the flat stick. TaylorMade apparently did that for him with this spider that they have dialed in for him, and he was working with Rory McIlroy on that as well. Just trying to figure out, okay, is this the right setup for me, this and that, and sure enough, he's in the honeymoon phase, and he is dropping putts.
Yes, so
now,
far, very promising.
My only worry is that the core issue hasn't been fixed. It's just confidence in a new putter, and what happens when he starts missing a few, and then all of a sudden he starts getting back into that rut again. Is he going to be able to work his way out of it yet again, and especially under pressure?
And any one of you assholes out there that play golf, ladies included, you're also assholes, so we're going to keep that equal, but we all know exactly what Matt's talking about right now. Honeymoon phase with a putter is a very, very real thing. Scottie's in it, and how many more events do you need to see him play, putting like he has been, where it's official? What do you think? 3 more?
I think I got to see him at the Masters. I want to see him at the Masters with it. I want to see him on super slick greens that bend a lot. I think that's going to be the trick.
It's aggressive, rolls it by 6 feet, which everybody does at the Masters all day long. So, yeah, that's a very good point. So you think the Masters is like the final boss, so to speak?
I think it is. I really do. I think it is. I think that's going to be the one that we sit back and go, oh, snap. Like, is he there? Like, does he have that putting stroke under a lot of pressure? Does he still feel just as confident with that putter as he did at the Players or at the Arnold Palmer Invitational? That's something that we're going to have to wait and see. But the other question that I have is Scottie Scheffler the best player since Tiger Woods?
This is such a bold statement to make. I mean, where do you cut off Tiger's journey, and where do you start?
2019.
Okay, so since then?
Since then?
A couple of years here? Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about 19 and forward, I think the record speaks for itself. We all are starting to have that vibe that if Scheffler's in the field, he might win this thing.
Yeah.
We used to have that with Tiger, and I'm not saying he's anywhere near Tiger Woods, but you're stupid not to think that Scheffler might not win this thing. I mean, we're starting to get that kind of that. At least me personally, I got that vibe. He might win it.
I'm in full agreement with you. I think he is the most dominant player that we have seen since Tiger Woods. You know, we had John Rahm's run, and then we also have seen a bit from Tony Finau at times. Like, there's been some guys that, yeah, Cam Smith had a nice little run. Cam Smith has been, I don't know, I never thought of Cam Smith as being super dominant. He was just such a great putter that if his golf swing was good at a given tournament, he gave himself a chance to win.
I don't know that he had a chance to be considered dominant in today's landscape because of the fact that he went to LIV, right? So,
right after winning the Open Championship, too.
He might have just exploded on the PGA Tour and found his own. That's what Scheffler did. I mean, a couple of years, and then he becomes this guy. I mean, he was out there, and now he's the guy. So it could have happened to a couple of these guys that were super elite. But yeah, I'm going. I mean, my money's on Scheffler.
Uh-oh.
What do we got there?
Nick just mentioned that his mic is super low. Let's see, which mic? wait.
This happened at Putting World too.
Let's see if we can boost this up just a little bit for you guys. Sorry about that. Here, we're just gonna automatically adjust the microphone volume. Hopefully that's better. Nick, let us know if that is better for you and for the listeners on our live broadcast. Let's just make sure that we are good there without having too much issues.
Feedback here. I mean, my lips are literally touching this thing.
No, you're good. I'm looking at the bars on the right-hand side. If both of us, by the way, are a little bit on the low side, I don't know. Yeah, different story. Different strokes for different folks. But here we go. So as we move into more about Scottie Scheffler, a lot of people on social media, especially the LIV Golf fans, are just shitting all over good old Scottie Scheffler, that he's just so boring. And the one thing that I got to say about that, and I wonder what your opinion is here, is that Scottie Scheffler, he might not show his personality through media, through talking, but if you look at his golf swing, there's a huge personality there.
That's not boring.
And I think that comes through, like, his personality is his golf swing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he gives a fuck about entertaining you off the golf course. I think he's under the impression that his performance will speak for itself. And like I said, he's in his own bubble. He doesn't give a shit about social media. He doesn't even watch this whole thing on him. He doesn't watch news excerpts. He doesn't watch people talk about him, good or bad. He doesn't want his head to get too big or get down on himself and allow anything from the outside to come in and affect the recipe for success that he has boiled up. So he's going to keep doing that. And if that's boring, and you don't like watching people play good golf because they're not out saying I'm the shit, well, that's on you.
Wow. Couldn't have said it better myself.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's simple.
All right. Let's get into a little bit of the leaderboard rundown here. So I keep thinking that mouse is going to control my iPad. It is not. Keeps messing with me. So leaderboard rundown, we've got our perennial second place holder with Xander Schauffele. Is he ever going to break through, man? Like, what is his deal right now? He has not won in so long.
I liken him to a Fowler. I feel like both those guys are like the same person. They break through occasionally. They have great events, similar golf swings, similar builds. I don't know. I don't know. You got to get hot, and I think it just depends. Golf's a fucking weird game. We'll see.
Golf is weird, man.
How do you project that?
It's so tough to like stay that consistent for so long, and Xander Schauffele really has been Mr. Consistency. He just hasn't been in the winner's box, really. Like, he hasn't won a ton. He's been second place. He's been top 10 in so many events that it just kind of boggles my mind how he hasn't just, accidentally stumbled into the winner circle. But that also goes to show you how tough it is to win on the PGA Tour.
I think he's about to pack it up and go over to LIV. I really do. But that's a little provocative. I think that's next for him, though.
So you got Brian Harman, T2 as well. You've got Matt Fitzpatrick that finished 5th. Good old Siwoo Kim, Players Champ, bro. He was T6 with Hideki Matsuyama. Ah. 8th place was good old Ludwig Oberg. You've got T9 with Sahith Thagala and Maverick McNeely. And then a little notable here from Full Swing, good old Joel Damon finished T11. Good to see him up towards the top of the leaderboard, so to speak, with the T11. And then there's Rory McIlroy. Shows signs of brilliance and then just shits himself on others. And he's got a couple interesting drops that we'll get to in a second. But T19, what do you think the deal is with Rory McIlroy?
I can't figure it out, man. Still arguably the best golf swing on PGA Tour. Might just go to show you, beauty doesn't mean that the ball goes in the hole. Hits it farther than most, drives it better arguably than anybody on the PGA Tour. Can't quite figure it out. It's not, we talked about this before. It's like an all-encompassing thing. It's not quite the putter. It's not quite the short game. It's not quite it's just not quite all there at the same time, and it hasn't been in a while. So I don't know.
I agree with you. It's an enigma, man, because Rory still has a shit ton of game. The flat stick isn't terrible. It's just that he's making these stupid mistakes that are just like blowing up in the middle of a round. And he did have a couple questionable drops out there where Victor Hovland was calling him out. But before we get to those drops, also, Victor Hovland is an enigma right now. He was the best player at the end of last year, by far, heading from the FedEx Cup right into the Ryder Cup. And all of a sudden, you started to see some uncharacteristic things from Victor, with comments about PGA Tour brass, being unhappy with leadership, and all of a sudden comes into this season and has not played well as of yet. Apparently has switched short game coaches again, or swing coaches. I'll get that correct on next week's episode. I don't want to go too far there because I actually heard that today as I was putting together all these show notes, that he once again has switched coaches. And I'm like, is Mayo out? Because Mayo fixed his short game. Now his short game isn't great right now, and it's like, what is going on here with Victor Hovland? He is searching.
A bit of a search. Hey, I got to get back to where I was. Don't know what that was. Let's car shop a little bit and try some different guys out and see if that's the difference. I mean, I'm not him, so I can't say that, but I think a lot of it, Matt, is just golf. Like, these things happen. You fall into a trough, and
ooh, trough, good word. Yeah.
You don't quite find a way back to where you perceive that you were.
It's tough to get locked in. It's tough to get locked in mentally, like he did for the FedEx Cup and also for the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
That takes a toll on you, but you have to stay locked in to that mental focus. Yeah. And I just don't think that he has been mentally focused this first part of the year. Maybe he will heading into the Masters. I still have him as my pick to win the Masters, but I also love Will Zalatoris and Hideki Matsuyama. So, no, that is going to be a staple. And so, granted, we don't know what the hell is wrong with Victor. I just think he lost a bit of focus, and I think that's been his biggest issue to date so far this season. But what about Rory McIlroy? I was messaging you this. I was like, hey, we're going to be talking about this on the show. So go take a look at Rory's questionable drops. And then we also have a Wyndham Clark that has been going nuts all over social media with one of his drops that he took, which now this is kind of getting into a little bit from going back to his win at Pebble, where there was a questionable drop. And we'll get into that as well. But what did you think of Rory's? Victor Hovland came running out on the one and was like, hang on. And then Jordan Spieth came over and was kind of like peacemaker there. But what do you think?
I must have watched the Rory video. The Wyndham thing I just saw today, I wasn't aware of that. So that was new news to me. But the Rory drop, I watched the shittiest camera angle, and it's all we had to go off of, right? It was across the fairway. You could see a bounce. You got, what, 2 feet from the water to the red line. Honestly, I don't know if anybody from 290 yards, without being right there, could call that appropriately. And I think Rory knew that, and I think he said, look, I'm going to try to get as much out of this as I can, because I'm a professional golfer, and we're playing in the fucking Players' Championship. You're definitely not going to say, maybe it went the other way. You're always going to err on the side of progression for yourself. So, I don't know, man. I watched it a billion times. I can't tell. The playing partners couldn't tell. They're just taking his word, and that's what they did.
So for me, I really feel like this has to become something that gets fixed with technology at some point.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to be able to tell exactly where it went into a hazard. Like, that to me right now, like, you have footage, but it's like they don't really communicate it down. I don't know.
Digital umpiring at this point, like, you go to Top Golf, and there's a chip in the golf ball, and that chip is telling that setup wherever that golf ball's going on, like, within a couple inches. So maybe that's the answer. I don't know. Maybe you put a little tracker in there, and I don't know if the precision or the technology's there, but when you're talking about millions of dollars, in a difference of being inside the line or 8 inches above it, or 5 inches above it, or 2 inches above it, it's like tennis. Think about it in tennis. When the ball lands on the line and they have to go back and look at it again.
Yeah.
And you watch it with your eyes and you're like, that's in. And oftentimes they replay it and it is not in. We're talking about 80 yards across the fairway from 300 yards with a tee shot with a golf ball this big and a red line that's painted on grass. How do you call that, which could potentially result in the win of a tournament? Like, that's crazy.
I mean, you could go back to the TrackMan data, right? Because you've got that, and I feel like you have the course in software that you've already mapped out, and you're showing the shot tracer anyways. So why not just have that be, okay, your ball entered here, have an official run out there, show them where it entered into the hazard, and then there's no speculation whatsoever. Because as a pro, you have the most competitive people in the world out there grinding it out on the PGA Tour. There's a reason why these guys didn't take just boatloads of money, hundreds of millions of guaranteed dollars, and go over to LIV. They stayed on the PGA Tour because they are some of the most competitive people you will ever meet in your life. And, of course, they're going to take any type of small advantage possible in order to bend the rules in their favor. And that's where I think Rory was giving himself his own benefit of the doubt and saying, yeah, I'm way the fuck up here.
I think this is just my opinion, but here's what I saw. I saw where the ball, and on camera, if you go back and watch it, you guys can go on YouTube, you can pull up that clip. You can see the ball, if you look over the hill, that ball lands even or almost past the bunker, and you can see it bounce up. Where he actually takes the drop, it's almost like maybe he knew it was low, but to behoove his playing partners, he didn't go all the way up to where it really bounced, even though it was low. He went back and said, this looks fair. They didn't see it. I'm not going to go back to the tee, but I'm also not going to drop that far up. Does this look okay to you guys? That's what I got out of it. I don't know about you, but it looked like he knew maybe, and I don't want to say that about Rory, so I don't want to lessen his integrity. I think he's one of the most integrity-stricken guys on the PGA Tour. But it looked like he kind of went, I don't know, it was close. I'll go back here a little bit, and maybe they'll be okay with this. What do you guys think? Can you come over here and take a look? I guess, yeah. Go ahead there.
So we're getting some more feedback that they can't hear you quite as well.
Why?
I don't know. That's a great question that I'm not quite sure of. Hopefully not.
I mean, right on it.
Is it? I mean, we're getting solid coverage on the actual audio bars, but not coming through great. I might try to make one other change here. Yeah, we might be moving to some headphones, folks, for the next broadcast so that we can make sure that everything that is being said is high quality. in terms of the audio and what you guys are getting as well. Let's see. Because I'm showing everything is fine from
On our end, it looks great.
on your side of it. Yeah, even the audio bar is looking good. But let me pump up the gain here on your microphone.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
see.
Oh, dude, it looks like it's jumping way up. Yeah, look at that.
All right, just talk normal.
Hear
Okay,
that?
fair play. All right. All right, let us know if you can hear him a little bit better. Butsy, why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit more here?
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. We got Matt here, world-class bartender. There he is. Say what's up. Keeping us hydrated out here.
Appreciate that.
Can you guys hear me
Let's
now?
see. Everybody's saying no different. Let me just make sure one other thing here.
That's a bummer because that was a serious statement I was talking about there.
We're gonna check this real quick.
Check it. Good time for a speaker? No.
Jesus, go for it.
Sorry.
We'll test
I know this 38-year-old prostate full time, so I might check it out. So, I was doing that a little bit at SeaWorld. Be right back.
All right, audience, I need your help right now. So, are you able to hear me in this microphone? Am I coming through loud and clear, or is it still too low? That's what I'm looking for right now. Let's see, who's got... We might have a bad microphone. I'm going to try one other thing here. Oh, hang on a second.
How we looking?
All right, folks, can you hear him better?
How we looking? Testing. Testing. 1, 2. Testing. Big balls. Childish. Testing. 1, 2.
I think we might have fixed it.
We got it? And by the way, we appreciate the help out there. This is not your job, but
Yeah,
let us know if you know.
by the way, folks, like, we don't have a producer on the other side that's listening to this, letting us know that this is all going. So,
Infancy here.
same thing, huh? That's so weird. It's coming from that just fine.
Hang on. We're going to get it. Break here.
I th-
Did we find it? Did we find the issue?
I don't know yet. It's a great question.
It's all right. We're going to get through it. Where's the boys at? They're supposed to be here anytime.
All right. Let's see. Not better, huh? Shit. How about my mic? My mic's working just fine, everybody?
That just means one thing. We might have a bum mic there. It's plugged in. I mean, it's on me.
But it looks to be working on our audio interface. Let me just see if there's...
Yeah, it's all the way up. Yeah. I mean, it's there. We're going to figure it out. Ain't a big problem. Not here.
Any change to your mic? Let's see.
How we doing, folks? Can you hear me a little bit better? We're making some pretty good points there. We're happy to make them again. They were pretty good. I never would have said it. Can you imagine if this guy was just trolling you the whole time and it sounds great?
That would be actually very fucked up but hilarious at the same time. I'd have to give credit where credit is due. But like there's multiple people that are saying it, so I'm like, they all can't be messing with us at this point. They said it sounds like it's coming through my mic.
Plugged in, Maddie.
Yeah. It's all plugged in.
Yeah, it's showing over there. I see it right there on the changer. So we got a mic issue. Okay.
I'm gonna try unplugging yours once more and plugging it back in. Let's see.
Okay. It's locked. And yeah, it's showing. Talk to me here. Extended shoulder. Technical difficulties. Wouldn't this be easier if we just had some nerd back there just handling all this?
Oh my god,
One of these days we get there. God, my cheeks are red as the devil's dick. Look at that. Maybe my vape smoke broke the mic. I don't know. And we're back. Can you hear me? Breaker 19. Wyndham Clark might be a cheater.com. New website we're working on. How are we looking? Anybody? Can I get a response? Tell us how we're doing right now. How we're looking. Everything. Hang on, it's better. Can you hear me now? Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Come on.
Fuck it, let's go.
Two nuns sweating in church. Okay.
Holy shit.
Are we
folks.
back?
Thanks for hanging fucking with us there.
So.
Jesus, that's going to have to get edited for the podcast.
That's okay. Keep it rolling.
And I did have to make the hard switch. So normally on the live broadcast, you guys usually have to hear Butsy in your left ear and me in your right ear,
Correct.
or vice versa, depending on however it is plugged in, so that I have two audio files for each side. So I've moved it to mono to where basically
Even Rachel,
you're
your
going to
mic
be
is
hearing
very,
us.
very quiet. Matt's is normal. Just fixed it.
Yeah, let's hope that it's
Well,
fixed.
how are we looking now? Talk to
Are
us.
we good? Oh, Paul says, great. All right.
Great.
We're
Tony the motherfucking Tiger.
I mean,
Sorry.
do we just fucking start over?
Well, no, not start over. I think
Jesus.
they caught a little bit of it.
Hopefully,
Where
you
did
guys
we
caught
finish
a little
off?
bit of it.
So
I
we
mean,
were on the Rory drop. And what
here's-
I was saying, go ahead.
Here's the other thing: is I hope that when it records locally that it did pick up all of your stuff, or else we have a chopped episode here.
That's okay.
Yeah. Not. Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh, we got text. Woohoo! Sounds great.
Oh my God! I
We're
don't
back
know what
in
the
business.
hell I just
It's
did.
all right. You
But
know,
that's
these things happen.
fantastic.
It's gonna be just fine.
We're excited.
So we were discussing the Rory drop, and what I said was, he didn't even fucking know if it was up. So rather than hit another one from the box, because the tee shot covered a lot of water, right?
He
Is
hit
that
that
the deal?
hook. He hit that big hook.
Yeah.
So of course he thinks it went out and then across.
Correct.
Instead of just across.
So what I was saying is, you could see it bounce way farther up than where he took a drop. And I think he did that in an effort to pacify his playing partners and just not maybe cheat, but still be in the event and have a shot at the green and not completely shoot his dick off. So I've done that too. I mean, look, you play golf tournaments, I play golf tournaments. Crossing a water hazard in the air with 4 guys watching it, it's tough. It's really tough to figure out. We're all sitting there going, well, it crossed here. Well, where did it cross? Well,
No
at least
idea.
and on the PGA Tour, at least you can say, go to the camera. And unfortunately, with all the technology that we have in the entire world, we had one fucking camera 80 yards across the fairway that barely sees this thing bounce and go in the water. So I don't know. I don't think he was trying to be nefarious by any means. I think he was trying to do the right thing because I don't think he really knew. And we had an agreement, and luckily in the rules of golf, if you're playing partners, it's not about rules officials. If they agree and it's a gentleman's game, that's how we do it. So
Wow. Love that out of you.
sorry, that was a big rant. I apologize. Had a couple of brewskis.
Oh, no, it's fine. The one thing I was going to say is that along the lines of technology, right? We do have all this technology now. The TrackMan data is so good, especially when you're outside and you're able to track it the entire way, that they have all these golf courses mapped, by the way, in the software.
Yeah.
That's what you see in the StatCast and everything. StatCast. I'm going to baseball right now. Fuck. So you've got
Mike flustered him, folks.
our next event that we're going to do commentary for is probably going to be a Little League game. Could you imagine?
I can.
So, anyways, with all of this technology, I really feel like we've got to get to the point to where you have an exact spot of where that ball crossed into a hazard.
Yeah.
There's no more excuses, PGA Tour. You got SSG, which hopefully that strategic sports group is going to help them move into the next phase in terms of quality production and media. That's what I really hope.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm really sorry that what I'm about to say. And I'm
Uh-oh.
about to make a lot of enemies
Oh.
in the PGA Tour media group. But I just so happened to turn on the Golf Channel, right? Because Sunday we were at pretty much all day at the World Putting Tour Championship.
Putting World, yes.
And
WPT.
we only watched bits and pieces of the final round. So I had to rewatch the final round. So I'm watching Golf Channel, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And as I turn it on, expecting to see a replay of the event, I had to wait like a half an hour, and there was this segment on that
What
the
segment?
PGA Tour media was doing, and it was their media production deal for the week. They had Jake Knapp on there, which was great. But they have all these corny little gimmicks, and then you actually see the people behind this.
Yeah.
And my God, if you don't have the nerd herd of like the nerdiest golfers possible.
Oh, it looks like the Biden administration.
And I literally was just sitting there going, holy shit, I get it now. I get why this is not like, I don't know how to put it, like it's dorks.
No, you've said it.
And
It's just fucking nerds.
I've got nothing against them. Nothing against them whatsoever. But it made a shit ton of sense to me watching that little segment with all the nerds behind there that it's just like, wow, this isn't cool content.
No.
It's nerdy, it's dorky, it sucks.
Right.
Like, it's just not good.
They need us.
And I'm just like, well, I wouldn't mind creating a few things for the PGA Tour.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think that's what golf is starving for, is just I mean, I'm not saying we have to go out there and just boisterously cuss all day and be idiots, but at least build your backbone, your media team, and comprise it of individuals that at least play golf or know something about the game.
Well, here's my biggest thing is that I would love to be on like Millions.co the Ocho, and
Or the Siete.
and or like a stream from the PGA Tour. And I brought this up to like the Twitter folk, and they actually it didn't go over as well as I thought. And then I'm like, well, probably need to explain it a little bit
Sure.
more. But think of dodgeball or basketball or any of those, right? And you got these commentators. And what I thought of doing is taking the guys who are literally at the bottom of the leaderboard,
Sure.
okay, on a Friday to where they don't even have a shot of making the cut. And let's just commentate on that final round Friday.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear. Here comes
Nicholas
Paul
Peters.
Simon. He just shanked one into the tree.
Oh.
Oh, my God. It hit a spectator. I hope he signs a glove. Probably
Oh.
can't even afford an extra one. But, like, stuff like that I think would be, hilarious.
Absolutely. We heard that Harris English stepped into a Porta-John on 4 and just absolutely destroyed it. Something like that.
And that blue dye that comes from those porta potties jumped up onto his
You're
white
going to notice
pants.
his pants are now stained. That is from the Porta-John, and that
You
is from
hate
an absolute
to see it. He wants to
howitzer.
get off the golf course as fast as possible.
Anyways,
Here we go. Now we're
back.
to
we're back.
I mean, I just think that would be, I mean, probably more fun for us than anybody, but at the same time, it's like, let's get some fun content.
I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, what do you think about the current state of what's being given to you by the PGA Tour in terms of media, what they're videotaping, who's talking about it, what they're doing? Is it good? Is it the same as it's always been? Is that good enough? What do you think? I don't know. Like, I'm not even trying to be a LIV fanboy, and people hate me for this, but watching some LIV stuff, I'm way more entertained. And that's just a fact.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a really, really good point. I'm also, can't do that in the middle of a broadcast. I'm trying to see your guys' comments a bit better because it's on a very small screen right now. But I'm just going to post them. As soon as you guys had comments, I'll add them to the video and for the streaming service. And we'll go from there on that one.
And a huge thank you for bearing with us here, by the way.
We got thrown for a little bit of
We
a loop
did.
there.
Fuck
I
that.
mean,
Right on track.
never feels good to have people not being able to hear your audio. Maybe it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. I might have said some shit that shouldn't be heard, so we're back. Where are we at here?
We are now beyond Rory's questionable drop. We're on to Wyndham's.
Oh, boy.
Okay? So I'm going to tread lightly because I like Wyndham. I think his story's great. Obviously, I have the same trainer as Wyndham. We share a lot of stories going back and forth. So with that said, he's made 2 questionable drops, one at Pebble that Twitter was all over, and then also here at the Players' Championship to where he's stepping around where he's going to drop. I don't know if it's on purpose. When you're in that type of moment, I don't know if you're actively thinking, oh, let me stomp down this grass so I can drop it on a good lie.
So I'm going to need a little backstory here. Key me into the Pebble drop. What happened? Was it the exact same thing?
No, it wasn't the exact same. He was kind of walking up to his ball into the area, had to have a drop, and he's stepping around, and then he ends up dropping. I believe what Twitter was trying to say was he dropped in the same spot that he was stepping on. But I don't think that one was – this one was a little bit more, I would say, closer to breaking some type of rule.
I mean, fuck, it's pretty genius if you ask me. Like, it's smart.
I applaud him.
That is like the smartest way to mess with the rules.
And you can tell no player called him out. No player has called him out on this.
Technically, and technically, there is no rule against it. Nobody says, well, the rules official's on his way out, you can't dance around in where you know you might have to potentially drop.
It's breaking the rules without breaking the rules.
That's
you're bending the rules.
God, at that level, I don't know, man.
I don't think he's purposely doing it.
I don't know. You do it once, you do it twice.
I could be biased on that one, by the way,
If
though.
this happens again,
and I'll call myself out on that.
yeah. I mean, we got the modern day Patrick Reed situation.
Whoa.
Yeah, I can't
Hang
quite
on.
make the comparison
we're,
there.
We're not scraping sand
No,
away
I'm
here.
not saying. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's nobody as good as him.
Yeah. No. Let's never forget that. So, I don't know. It's tough to say. It could be totally harmless. I mean, where do you want him to walk? Where do you want him to stand? Here's
great
another question,
question.
right? Should you be cognizant classic?
Love the word
Should you be
cognizant.
cognizant of where you're standing because you should, under the heat of battle, rules officials
under
coming
the
out.
heat of battle.
Should you know that where you're stepping could potentially be a drop area?
Ever since your mic started working, you really started just
but is
bringing
that-
the heat.
Is that a thing? Like, are you even worried about that? Is that something that's in your head? If you're that smart, then fuck it, do it.
It
Like,
wouldn't be in my head in that situation.
Never. I'm playing the Players Championship. The last thing I'm thinking about is, well, this guy's going to come out here. I might have to take a drop. I'm going to go ahead and walk around right here because this looks like where I'm going to have to take it. I don't know.
I'm not.
Sounds a little crazy.
I'm not buying that one.
Yeah.
Now,
Can we agree on that?
yeah.
I think maybe. It's an honest
Just
mistake.
chalk it up to being a very competitive human being.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
I think he means well. He hasn't shown anything suspect other than that.
No. But I do think a lot of those LIV Golf fans are very butthurt that he didn't go to LIV. And I think that's one of the reasons why they're all over
Wyndham.
him. Yeah.
Was he offered a
Oh,
spot? Yeah.
Yeah. He originally got a $56 million offer, and then they called him up when the whole Terrell Hatton deal was being an issue because he was signed with Boston Common Golf with the TGL.
Okay.
So there were complications there. They had Anthony Kim in the wings as a potential backup.
Okay.
And then they gave Wyndham a call and actually offered him in the 24th hour over $100 million, and he turned it down.
Could he be worth more? Was that the thought?
No, for him it was a lot to do, and I'll say this because I have heard this directly, that had a lot to do with his brand image, sponsors, and the amount of money he can make potentially off course.
There was a lot on the table other than just taking a check.
Yeah.
That we don't even know about, right? And we're not privy to those numbers, and we don't know what that looked like off the course.
Now look at him. I mean, he just got a whiskey brand deal. Like, I was actually talking with my trainer this morning about it, and he was saying that he's only going to be able to get into the gym one day this week because of all the media responsibilities and all his new sponsorships that he's got to go do shoots and everything for.
Well, this is what I was saying. If you live out, let's say you have a year-long contract for the season with a lot of the people that are sponsoring you, you live that out, and let's say you win 3 more times, and now you were on this pedestal coming up. Now you're up here with like a guy like Scheffler or whatever. Maybe you go to live then, and maybe you're worth. That's what I'm saying. Maybe you make yourself worth a whole lot more. You satisfied your contract agreements, and now you're worth, $250 million. I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, I think a lot of guys are on that wavelength because I don't think LIV's going anywhere. It's just like baseball. Like, you have 2 seasons under your belt, take an offer. Well, if you don't, you might be worth a lot more in the future. So, anyways.
God, I still want to call out to our audience for being awesome tonight because you guys,
big time.
You guys deserve some shout outs here. So I'm going to go through some of the names here that were
Who's on here?
helping out. We got Paul Behoff. I can't quite see it. Shit. I was trying to bring it up on the iPad here. Couldn't do it. But we got JC14.
Know him.
You've done a great job.
He's been around a minute.
Anti-Live. Just an absolute character on social media. We've got, it all started with Nick Novoskoska. I have no idea what your last name is. I'm sorry, man. I just can't read it from this far away. The tiny little screen is far away from us right now, and I can't quite get it onto
How
the
has
iPad.
nobody
We're
changed
still
their
dialing
name
this in, by
to
the way.
Jack Mehoff as a username? I'm
Just good old Mehoff.
just Mehoff in the
Yeah,
building.
Jack.
How has nobody done that? Nobody's
I
as
don't
childish
know.
as
That's
me,
a great,
I guess.
No, I mean, that's a great point. I really wish somebody would do it.
Seymour Butts,
Yeah.
any of those
Just
things.
some of the originals.
Yeah, so.
All right. Moving into the Valspar.
Yes.
Here we go. Previous winner last year First-time winner Taylor Moore at 10 under par. So, folks, this course, just to give you a little bit of breakdown to Innisbrook, it is the Innisbrook Resort. They are going to be playing the Copperhead Resort. If you've got a TrackMan or you've got a full swing sim, you're going to be able to play this golf course. And it's a pretty sick golf course in and of itself, but it's a par 71. It stretches out to 7,300 yards. The designer is one that, have you ever heard of Larry Packard?
No.
Me neither. So Larry Packard is the course designer, and I didn't know this. In my research, I found that this golf course is ranked the PGA Tour 7th toughest golf course that they play all year long. Hence, 10 under par. And remember, this was actually the one that Jordan Spieth blew it.
Yeah.
Last year. He missed a short putt. Everybody, well, not everybody, but there were some comments, and I asked Bobby on the broadcast, one of my buddies, Tony, he's like, hey, can you ask Bobby on the podcast if Jordan purposely meant to miss that to give this Taylor Moore guy a victory? And Bobby destroyed him on the podcast going, you got to be a complete moron in order to think that. Jordan Spieth is trying to make that putt. He's not trying to give up anything to this guy.
No.
So you've got that. And then also, folks, this is golf course is known to be a tree-lined, pine tree-lined fairways, rolling terrain, and, of course, the challenging snake pit
The
section.
snake pit.
A lot of snake pit section. I'm okay.
We got some enunciation issues tonight, but it's okay. We're working around it.
I got a lot of those.
This microphone thing really,
It threw us for a loop.
it's okay.
Really jammed us up
We're
here.
gonna be fine.
We got jam jobbed real quick. So that's a breakdown of the golf course. Let's go over field analysis and a few notables, okay? We've got 16 players in the top 50 in the, some people are going to scoff at this, the official World Golf Rankings.
But what are those?
Well, they don't include any LIV players. Well, actually, John Rahm's still in there. There's a couple that are still within that top 50. But you got Xander Schauffele, Brian Harmon, Keegan Bradley, Jordan Spieth, Sam Burns, Cam Young, Justin Thomas, Tony Finau, Minwoo Lee, and Sung Jae Im.
That's a strong field.
So you got a pretty strong field
that's
there.
a strong field.
And that being said, want to get into some picks? I'm starting. So you got the first. I gave you a couple easy entries into the first couple times.
Yeah.
I allowed you to have Scotty Scheffler, allowed you to get those first picks. I'm taking the first pick this time.
Okay.
I'm going Jordan Spieth. Yep.
That's
why I was going first.
That was my pick. Next to that,
are you going to let him cook?
Is he in?
Minwoo.
Minwoo.
He's there.
Yeah.
You going to let him cook?
He may cook. You took my fucking pick, and I hate that because we've been waiting for a Jordan Spieth breakthrough for a while. He's been playing good.
Can't wait.
Great golf course for him. Damn you. Yeah. So second to that.
Listen, Butsy, you're learning. I'm a savage.
No, I understand. I understand.
I will cut you off at the heels.
You also got first to pick, so it's tough. It's tough.
Jesus, wait until I fucking get done with the train. Give a quick Barkley impersonation, please.
He goes, Jordan's. I was like, oh, shit. All right, not taking him anymore, I guess. No, below that.
Where's the Barkley when you get to drop Jordan? Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan got 30 under par this tournament. Best tournament of the year.
It doesn't get old.
Find it. Got a new putter. It's got a camera. Rolling the rock. Find it again. Circa 2022. He back.
He back.
Anyways.
So, Jordan Spieth. He's my pick this week, folks. And you've got Minwoo.
Our guy Minwoo is going to cook.
Minwoo definitely has a shot this week. I think this is a really good tournament for Minwoo because the scores aren't going to be crazy deep. This is a very tough golf tournament.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's it. We'll see.
So now we're on
Now I got to place a bet on him.
Yeah. Now we're on to the Swanie style segment. All right. So what did you think Sunday of the green pants taking over on St. Patrick's Day? We had at Putting World, we had the Jerry Kelly lookalike, Rainey Statham. I'm never going to forget that guy's name.
Rainey Statham was dialed. He had the the 89, circa 89 windbreaker on inside, indoors, fully tucked shirt, pants, golf shoes. He was just flat out fucking doing it.
So what's her face? The one that Paul kept following around.
Sam
Shoshana?
I think that's her
Is
last
that right?
name. Yeah.
So little shout out to Sam Shoshana. She reposted one of our clips from our live commentary.
She did.
Of her dropping a 1. But Pissed Off Paul, who is our on-course navigator / analyst, was following her around quite a bit. And I couldn't help but find on her profile on Instagram that our Jerry Kelly lookalike, Rainey Statham, had her sign his chest.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And it was on her social media page.
There you go. It's
Incredible stuff.
Little fucking weird.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, putting professionals. It is the edge of golf. I mean, it is the Ocho right now.
And you can't blame Pissed Off Paul. I mean, this guy has gone without female attention for a very long time. So the only girl in the building, I get it.
Her biggest mistake was she said hello.
Oh, she did. And he locked right in.
Did not leave her son
No,
for a
I
while.
said, Paul,
we
can
had
we
to
get
go,
some-
Paul.
Get out of there.
Yeah, can we get some
Can we
Kevin
get the rest of
Sundstrom,
the
please, from the Swedish
fucking
putting team?
tournament, Paul? Oh, my God. Oh.
Oh, it's great. So what did you think about Jerry Kelly lookalike? And, I mean, he had very, very green pants on. And then Scotty Scheffler's green pants. Are you a fan?
Is that what I mean, are you going to, like, wear that Masters week? Is that what you're getting at? Does Swannies make a pair? Like,
I gotta
what are we
check.
doing?
I actually don't know.
Hmm.
I'm going to have to find out.
Well, in regards to your outfit, this is the Swannies segment, right? You look like the Easter Bunny, and in the best way. You were very colorful. Everything matched. And
You're talking about at Trevor's?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about at Putting World.
No, I had the gray on at Putting World.
Oh, that's right. We both went, oh, shit, it's St. Patty's Day.
Yep.
Yeah, we both fucked that up. So I apologize, folks. I've had a couple Coors Lattes tonight.
That's the second part of this is, do you think we failed St. Patrick's Day with our attire on Sunday?
Yes. But I've kind of resided to
I
the
didn't know
fact
it was
that
St. Patrick's Day.
this is kind of my uniform for the pod. I've kind of figured that out. It's a black shirt. It's this hat. It's an absolutely obscene, giant diamond watch. Hang on, let's see if we get a click in here.
It is giant.
You guys hear that? That's
Little
wealth right there.
ASMR there?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Pure wealth. I live in a condo, but who cares? Anyways, I'm hood rich. So, yeah, in terms of what we wore to Putting World, I don't give a fuck if it's St. Patty's Day. This is the outfit. You, on the other hand, being a sponsored athlete, I think you kind of blew your nut there. You should have had something green on.
I mean, I'm wearing green right now. I should have had green on.
A little late.
A
little late.
You know what's crazy, too, is I purposely ordered 2 items from Swannies that were green. That when my order was in, they're like, hey, what do you want for this month? I was like, I'll take these green ones. This has green in it for the desert. And my other one is like from their core collection is a green polo, and I didn't wear either of them because I didn't know it was fucking St. Patty's Day.
What do you got in the cup there, Maddie?
Little Bushwood.
I was going to say,
Little
because
long
I have
ball.
just been hammering Coors Lattes, and I kind of feel like you're right on board, and I'm like, he's not drinking anything, but
Oh, I'm there.
yeah, he's the secret guy.
Yeah, I'm the one that you will never know that I am fucked up until you know that I'm fucked up.
Oh, you'll know.
Yep.
You'll know.
It happens. Happens to the best of us.
Very good.
So we failed on all accounts except for the fact that green pants, everybody. I think we got to buy a pair of green pants for the Masters. I think that's what it comes down to.
I have a pair, and I
Swannies
will
we
wear
need.
them.
All right, here we go. Let's move on from the Swanee style segment. And we are now to PGA Tour PIF. PGA Tour PIF.
Oh.
The status of all statuses. This is what everybody came for. I hope Anti-Liv is listening right now. Anti-Liv, give us a comment if you're on right now listening to this because, folks, PGA Tour PIF, I have talked about every step of the way where they are at in these negotiations. And here's the thing. Yasir finally meets with the most bitter PGA Tour pro of them all, Tiger Woods.
Jet lands in the Bahamas. We are at the World Summit of Golf, basically, at this
They were
point.
at Albany.
Yeah.
Good old Albany, where
did they
Tiger
play?
belongs. They played together yesterday, and guess what? Second straight day today, they played. I found out from a source. They called me up, and were like, they're out there again today. And I'm like, holy shit. By the way, Justin Rose also has a place out there in Albany. There's a bunch of guys that are out there in Albany. But for Yasir to be meeting with Tiger Woods, who everybody knows that Tiger Woods has absolutely cut off anybody that's gone to live.
Yes.
Does not talk
No
to
text back.
anybody.
You're dead.
So Tiger was the one they really needed to win over. And here's the thing. I've been convinced of this for a long time now, that Yasir has a level of intelligence that earns respect with everybody that encounters him.
Yes.
To where they're like, oh, wow, you're not some idiot.
This is not what
that
I
is
thought.
Just coming from oil money that is part of the palace, yada, yada, yada. This guy actually knows his shit and is intelligent, but then it comes into play where it's like, okay, you're dealing with Greg Norman. Why are you dealing with Greg Norman? And that becomes
Therein lies the
part
problem.
of the conversation
Therein
and
lies the
how
problem.
this is all going to go down. But with him meeting Tiger, yes, folks, I posted it on Monday, and I said, it's about to go down.
I think there was probably a general respect that was had. And my God, we are never going to be privy to the actual conversation that goes down.
Nor should we, because
No, it's not
there
for us.
may be. Never mind. I can't even get into
No,
that
don't
right
do it.
now.
But what will come out of it, I think, is going to be a very different route than what everybody thought. If you thought the GOAT's going in to meet with these guys and he hates them.
So the one thing that is going to be different is the fact that LIV Golf will become under the PGA Tour banner.
Yep.
And that is now no longer going to be LIV Golf. Okay? There
It's
is
not.
going to be Team Golf. And that is going to be merged into PGA Tour
The
and
product.
those
Yep.
assets. So there is going to be a rebrand. I believe, according to my sources, that for a lot of PGA Tour people, including Rory McIlroy, Greg Norman,
Normalade.
Greg Normalade, Greg Norman is going to be a part of this. He met with Steve Cohen, so granted, Yasir's meeting
Well, he
with
is
Tiger,
a part of it.
and Greg Norman is meeting with the Mets owner, Steve Cohen, who is part of the SSG group.
That's putting money into the tour.
They put in $3 billion.
Yeah.
That's a collective. The Fenway Group that owns, obviously, the Red Sox, the Boston Bruins, Pittsburgh Penguins, and a couple other sports franchises. They're in there as a majority holder. Steve Cohen is almost a trillionaire, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's got a shit ton of money. So he meets with Greg Norman. I have no idea how those conversations went. So don't ask me. Greg Norman is going to be a part of this one way or another. And I think that burns a lot of people because even Rory McIlroy said recently that Greg Norman and LIV have done PIF a disservice. So what do you think that means?
Just irresponsibly represented them. You got 30 years of hatred for how the PGA Tour is set up, and you're backed by the PIF, and I don't know.
I love that you just said backed by the PIF.
Well, he is, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he technically is. So what he's bringing to the table, I don't know. They might need to just shut him up and say, hey, look, you're our figurehead. You chill over here, but
They did put a muzzle on him.
Yeah,
And
like-
they did that last year, too, for a
don't
while.
fuck this up for us.
Yeah.
We have a chance to actually do something here, and we don't need all of the angst that you've developed with these players over the years and everything that you've done that's caused hatred towards you personally to fuck this up for us.
Well, and here's the thing.
We're going to need a pee break, too.
There's a personal vendetta that Greg Norman has against the PGA Tour. It stems back to
90s.
his issues with Arnold Palmer, of all people, and
The king.
not showing up to one of Arnold's outings, and Arnold was really pissed off. And then, of course, you piss off Arnold, you've pissed off the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour shunned Greg Norman for a long time. Then, in the 90s, Greg Norman tried to get a tour created that would take over the PGA
Yeah.
Tour, and Then, obviously, that blossomed into now LIV Golf. And so there's bad blood between
We'll take
everybody.
a break here, Maddie.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, I've had a gallon of Coors Light. We're going to have to learn better next time, but Maddie,
We
cover
gotta get
this?
you the catheter.
I know, dude.
The catheter is a key.
Or we just don't drink beer.
You shouldn't drink beer.
We don't have a gallon of beer.
Why do you not just drink whiskey?
I'll be right back.
All right, you come on back now. So I'm going to continue with some of this for the live stream. This will end up getting cut for the podcast episode. But I think for the live streamers that are out there that are watching this live, you guys need to know that, number one, Yasir and Tiger got along candidly, apparently. From everybody that has been sending me texts and so forth, they found an underlying commonality. Might be women, I don't know. But that being said, there is a commonality that is going on right now between the PGA Tour and PIF, and that deal's getting done. This is due diligence, which if anybody's been in mergers and acquisitions, which I believe, hey, anti-LIV, chime in here, bud, because you claim to be a merger and acquisition expert, and I'm telling you right now, they are in that stage to where shit gets finalized. We were expecting this for a long time, since Waste Management Phoenix Open. That's where they were so close to getting this whole thing done, and apparently the guys that Yasir's meeting with, Tiger, Spieth, and some of the other guys, is the fact that that pathway back, what LIV is going to be moving forward, all of that is going to be what this ultimately turns into. So, again, under the PGA Tour branding and everything is what Team Golf is supposed to move into. LIV Golf right now, from what I'm being told, is on the verge of being blended in.
The name goes away?
It's going to be a full rebrand.
So how do you negate these contracts that have been made for 4 years?
So you have to, because they don't meet U.S. contract laws.
Oh. Do a lot of people understand that? I
No.
don't think so.
I don't think so either.
They just think, hey, the guy signed a deal for this much, and that's what he gets over 4 years. How are
Right.
you just going to say, nah?
All of the control that they have over them is part of the issue with U.S. employment laws.
How much of a call does Tiger make in this deal?
He's big because he got
Why?
added to the board, and now everything lies within the players. So they have the majority of the board seats.
It's very interesting. You're talking
And
about
by
a
the
lot
way,
of money.
Tiger is the one with the biggest grudge against LIV Golf, as we know
But here-
through his interactions with players that have gone over there.
Do you think, I mean, obviously he's in the know. He knows probably every detail there is to know. But do you think he really knows? Do you think going into
here
this...
we go. Little anti-LIV here. Termination
What'd he say?
Termination clauses are pretty typical, he said.
So
there
what
you
does
go.
what does that mean?
So termination clauses are usually clauses within a contract that, okay, if this entity goes away, your contract disappears.
Null and void.
Yeah.
It's over.
So John Rahm's $600 million.
How many of
It's
these guys
only
were
how much he got paid.
How many of these guys were paid up front though?
Well,
And is that just like a wash if they were? If we gave a guy,
all the original guys are in their third year, which they were all 3-year contracts.
okay,
So there were some
Yeah, they are in their third
there
year
were
now,
some
huh?
1-year contracts in the beginning, but third season, they're all in their final contracts, which will wrap up at the end of this season. Now, granted, you've got John Rahm with a contract that apparently was between 3 to 5 years.
And-
that
and
was the
you-
one that kind of broke the mold.
and I would think he was also in the know.
Which I don't have an
before
exact,
doing
by the way,
that?
on that. Just so that everybody knows, I do not have an exact on John
but
Rahm's contract length.
I just think there's so much that we don't know. A guy like John Rahm is not skipping off the PGA Tour to go take this money. If there's any chance in hell that this money is either retracted or not
Well,
fully
he-
paid out,
He thought he was going to come back onto the PGA Tour at some point.
Which
so
he
why
may.
not go get that money? I don't know if him and his agent realized that, hey, if there's a termination clause to where, like, hey, LIV Golf
Realized?
is no longer.
Bro, that's too much money not to realize. They knew exactly what they were getting into, and
I've
I
got a
find that
feeling
hard to
too.
believe.
I know. I'm
Like,
with you
I
wholeheartedly.
just think that there's a gray area here. We're all sitting here on message forums and fucking speculating on what we think we know based on what's given to us.
Well, you also
you don't know.
You also got to realize, too, that Jay Monahan sent out a letter. So a lot of people have seen this letter that he sent out to the players that basically says nothing. That just says, hey,
What's it say?
we're doing our due diligence. PIF and some of our players are meeting together, and it's all part of due diligence, which is great, right? So due diligence.
One more and that's it.
I've
Thanks, bro.
been part of a company that we went through due diligence with a venture.
Thumbs up there. What is that?
That's your thumbs up.
How'd they do that?
That's how you do it right there.
Oh, didn't even do that. Anyways, back. Sorry.
So due diligence is something that normally comes
Go ahead.
when everything is finalized and you're just going to go through the final motions to see if there's anything there, like any skeletons in the closet,
Yeah.
to see if, okay, we're not going to move forward because, hey, we just found out you murdered somebody, which we know that happened.
I'm just saying a guy like Rom is not making that decision without knowing. There's a lot of information that's being hidden from the public, I think, about how this whole deal works, and I
God,
don't
you
know.
get rosy, don't you?
What's that?
You get rosy.
Well, you
look
know,
at those
I've
cheeks.
had,
Holy shit.
I've had quite a few Coors Lattes here. Might have a little HBP creeping in here this evening. Oh, God.
Oh, God. Sorry.
You know what
for
it's
calling
from?
out,
It's
but
from
I
trying
love
to
that.
hold your piss
Is it?
and pretend that it's
Did
okay.
a doctor tell you that?
No,
Yeah,
I know that.
I didn't think
no,
so.
that's anecdotal.
No, that's false.
Strictly anecdotal.
Oh, God.
Thanks,
so,
Matt.
folks, yeah, I'm so sorry.
That's
I'm so
okay.
sorry. I
Should have been a mall Santa. Look at these things. Go ahead.
I was looking at our little image, and all I can see are your rosy cheeks.
Oh yeah, they're very
It
red.
looks like we're in 30-degree weather.
It looks like we're fucking jolly, if you ask me. That's where we're at right now on a Tuesday.
Love that.
Fucking jolly, bud.
By
Having
the
a great
way,
time here.
your reaction and my reaction during the commentary of Putting World,
Yeah.
I've watched that. Folks, I hate going back. I hate editing stuff. I hate listening to my own voice. I fucking can't stand it. So I'm sitting there going back through some of our commentary, and I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. Like, watching you and I just going nuts for Jeff G was priceless to me.
Just some fucking
Because
asshole putting for 25K.
we were that was pure, like, excitement for Jeff G.
Oh, I wanted him to succeed. I mean, you talk about Hooters tour.
Oh, shit, we got more comments.
What are we saying here?
Fuck me. Hang on, we're getting to them. Here we go.
Anybody hating on the cheeks yet?
Oh, Ziggy Clarence goes, huge fan.
What did he say? We need to get this on the. You can't get that on the iPad?
I tried earlier. Too many steps.
I can't see that far. Glaucoma.
Huge fan. Big of Bussy. So there's
Thank you,
Ziggy
sir.
Clarence.
Appreciate you,
Ziggy,
Ziggy.
I hope I said that correctly.
Love anybody named Ziggy. What a fucking name.
So Anti-Liv goes, Rom's son before the SSG PGA deal. He won't have any details of that deal. Okay.
So you're firing blind is what you're telling me. This guy took a risk? Are we saying this guy really took that big of a risk?
You know what, though?
I'm sure a lot of money was transferred to the bank account after the
Oh,
yeah. Might have got
Yeah.
all of it and just said, "Hey, if something happens."
that's
okay.
one thing I wish we would know with LIV Golf is, like, the transparency of contracts.
Well, so Pat told me,
Yeah, bring
when,
this in.
when he got his deal, and it wasn't anywhere near what some of these guys got, but
Got the 10 mil.
it's
Right.
I didn't do it until I saw it hit the bank account, and it's my fucking money. So anything that happens after that,
Yeah.
great.
Now, did he get the full 10?
Yeah,
'Kay.
up front.
because I remember when it went down, it was actually Mikey's dad that reached out to us
What'd he say?
and gave us the intel before anybody knew that Pat just got 10 mil. He wanted to give the show a little bit of props.
Or as Pat would say, I just won the fucking lottery.
10 mil, man. That's
It's a lot of money.
Nothing to joke about.
And that's like a flash in the pan in terms of live golfers.
All right. So
Where are we at?
that's PGA Tour and PIF, all right? If you guys need more, add it into the comments.
So what do you think? Are we
I'm
gonna
happy to answer
when are we
as
gonna,
much as I possibly can. I mean, I don't want to dive too deep into business because I've been a part of these and on multiple occasions. So I don't want to get too in depth to where it gets confusing, but I'm happy to answer anything that anybody wants to go over. I've been pretty quiet on this, if you haven't realized, on Twitter, and that's for a reason. So this is all going down, and we're about to get all of the answers, or at least the
what are we gonna
majority of
get?
the answers.
What are we going to get?
in a couple weeks.
What's going to come out?
Well,
What are they going to tell the plebs? Us.
Yasir wants it to be done before the Masters.
Yasir
that-
wants what to be done? The
All of this. The
here's the
dealings.
deal. That's what we're doing.
Because Yasir has an ego, just like anybody does, right?
Yeah.
But Yasir wants to be in front of the camera, being the winner in all of this.
That chaperone this deal and
is on the board now, the PGA Tour. He still wants his, like, in the original framework agreement and emails that went back and forth that got disclosed to the U.S. Senate was the fact that he wanted to be a member of Augusta National and the RNA. So
all right, guy's bold.
he's shooting his fucking shot is what he's doing.
I mean, I kind of love that.
You can't hate it.
No.
I mean, if you had a chance to join Augusta National, or you're in this position of power, you're not going to tell me that you're going to try to go and get that done. I mean, I would. All right. So Ziggy's back. Ziggy's a lover of you. Here we go.
Zig,
so he
what's
goes,
up,
hey,
brother?
Butsy, me and my homie versus you and whoever you want. Straight up $500.
Oh, you better bring a bigger checkbook than that, dude. I'm hood rich. Did you see this fucking watch, baby?
$500 on it.
You want to
so-
play for $500? Is that what you're saying?
Ziggy.
I'll take Matt right here.
He's got a partner.
We'll
bud.
fucking roll you up in a blunt and
don't
smoke
want,
you.
Ziggy, you don't want that.
You don't
bud.
want this.
You don't want that.
Ah, Matt's gonna put it in play.
Ziggy.
We're gonna have. Yeah, you're gonna fucking.
I make
lose
a
that.
lot of pars.
No, and he hits
You
the golf
don't-
ball on the golf course very
you
often.
don't want that.
They don't know. They don't know you.
Nobody knows me. That's the
They don't
funny
know. I
thing.
played with this
Like-
guy now a few times. Very impressive ball striker, folks.
And by the way, you don't want me in a team aspect because I'm like Rory. I'm going to have a few fuck-ups, but otherwise I am just class.
I'll tell you what. You shoot me a
Here we go.
DM.
Ziggy's back.
You shoot me a DM on Instagram.
Ziggy goes +1, big dog. Ziggy.
Plus
You're
one.
gonna have
Anybody
to
that
bring,
says
you're
that.
gonna have to bring a lot more than a +1.
Anybody that says I'm a +1 openly to another man, I'm just gonna say there's no need to rectify how good you are by putting that in a comment.
Ziggy,
And
I'm going to
I'm
tell
not
you
hating.
right now.
I'm
I'm
not
going to tell you
hating.
right now. I've
But
been working on my handicap.
Plus
to get
one
it-
is not
to
going to get it done.
in the opposite direction.
I'll play any +1 on the planet. And in a team event, hey, you fly your ass out here. You bring your $500. You put it on the table, and we'll get it done. And we'll broadcast it.
And Ziggy, I love that from you, man. Bring the heat, bro. Bring the heat. Here he is again.
I love
Here
you.
we go. We've got True North. You don't want that.
No,
You don't want
you
that.
don't. It's like a home course at this point.
That is a home course for Butsy. It's not even a home course for me. But that course plays too short for me. You know that.
It does. It does.
I had 3-wood off the first and fucking almost hit it through the fairway.
You did? Yeah.
All right.
So
Wait,
we're gonna have to start filming these little weird.
Back tee, little guy.
Oh, look at him!
I think he's calling me because you're not calling him a little guy.
No, that's not possible.
Here we go. Hang on. We got more. We got more from Ziggy. He's an AZ. Perfect. Love that out of you. And then what do you
want
got
the
here?
smoke?
We've got. Oh, home course for Ziggy. Now we got a little action out of anti-live. Ziggy Country Club +1 doesn't count +1. Wizzy needs a different level. Oh, anti-live coming in strong tonight.
Do people not know that we can play golf?
I don't think people think that we can actually
I think they
play.
see.
Well,
Look, I've put out a lot of videos on Instagram of me just absolutely hacking it around. But that's
you
on.
also posted some
It's
stories
on
of me
purpose,
hitting
though.
fat shots in
Yeah.
waters
Well,
and fucking macho.
It's way better to post yourself failing than it is succeeding. Now, that's
It's way more
contrary
fun.
to the rest of the YouTube crowd and all these little fuckboys out there. They show off the best of the best.
Oh, I love showing off the worst of the worst.
Yeah, show the worst, and then we get a match, and then we go, uh-oh, what
You know
happened?
what's actually funny about that?
Yeah.
Mikey Perez in the beginning, we started shooting some on-course content,
Oh, buddy.
and he got so mad at me for posting like his worst moments, and then he started getting the hang of it. He was like, "Oh, I get why
No,
we're
this
doing
is- you
this."
have
He's
to
like,
show
"This
off.
is great."
You got to look like you don't have a game to fucking beg with, and you got to look like you're trying to be that guy. Let's get back. Where are we at here? Let's
okay.
finish this and then get back into Ziggy.
Yeah, we'll get to
we got
your-
some content
All
to
right,
cover here, Zig.
Ziggy, anti-live, whoever
tight.
else, go ahead. No, start. Add as many comments
Sit
as you
tight.
want.
Add your
because
comments.
we're gonna get to your Q&A here in a minute. All right, we've got some live golf action that we got to get into. Okay, as
excuse me.
we start to get into the Q&A at the end.
Go ahead, Maddie. Where are we at?
I got a little gas.
God damn it! This always happens to me on this fucking podcast on Tuesdays.
What is happening to you?
Well, I sit here and get a little loose and have a few beers.
All right, live golf, which they did not have an event this week. I asked.
Sadly,
I wanted to remove the live haters and then ask, because it was like, okay, do you not like there being long breaks?
got a little love.
Love
From
that
the
from the
bartenders.
bartenders.
You hear
Love
that?
that.
Hear a little something over there, boys. All right, very good.
So, with live golf, I'm like, do you guys hate the fact? I didn't put it that way, but I'm like, does it annoy you or something along those lines that live golf takes these long breaks? I put yes, no, and then I put don't care.
Where'd
don't
you do that?
watch.
Is that Twitter? Is that
Yeah.
X?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which there was a lot of they care. They care about the fact that there are these long
These
breaks,
hiatuses, yeah.
These hiatuses. And so right now we're in a hiatus, which the Asian Tour Macau. You understand Macau?
Okay.
Macau.
Patty P.
Patty P
Looking real
was
good.
like a first round leader.
I'll tell you a funny story.
Please do share this because this is great. I heard this on
dude.
Sunday.
Text him. Hey, I want to go play Silverleaf. What are you doing today? You fucking idiot. I'm 2 back in Macau. About to start the third round.
By the way, you fucked him up because from that point
Didn't work
forward,
after that.
terrible. Terrible.
That's happened every time I text him during a tournament, so I got to just shut up about that.
Yeah. So you got live golf was really the dominant part of the field. You had Anthony Kim, Carlos Ortiz, David Poog. You had Pat Perez, Sebastian Munoz, Jason Kokrak, Hudson Swafford, Lucas Herbert, Mito Pereira, Patrick Reed, Andy Ogletree. I feel like I'm doing like a
That
DUI
is
test.
unbelievable that
Graham
you're able to
McDowell,
recite
Ian
that.
Poulter, Sergio Garcia, Kaye Samuja, Karen Vincent, Eugenio
Basically
Shikara,
everybody.
Wade Ormsby, HV3, and then you got former live players in Siwon Kim,
Holy
James
shit.
Piot, and Jedediah Morgan, who we talked about on the last broadcast. And guess who the fucking winner was? John Catlin from America. What the fuck?
Who is John Catlin?
No fucking clue. But I do ask you the question. Is this disappointing to see a non-live golfer win this event?
Yeah, especially when a live golfer has almost won or has won the last 3 majors? Like to see
All right, people that have gone to live, okay? You got Brooks, who wants to come back to the PGA
hang
Tour.
on.
You've got John Rahm, who won the Masters,
I gotta-
who then came over.
you guys got quiet again. Is that true?
No. That
I got
can't be
rosy
true.
cheeks. You guys look great. Oh, you got quiet again. There's no way. We got a glitch in the system here. Is
I
that
don't
what's
think
going on?
so. Let me double check.
Help us out here, folks.
Nobody else has complained other than a personal text message.
Okay.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Something happened here. Here we go. Are we back?
Are we back?
Loud and clear?
Are we back?
Jesus.
What's going on back here? No, you're good.
Oh, that's great.
You're good.
Chandler it up. Let's go. All right. Chandler all day. All right, folks. I don't know what the hell happened there, but we did. We got a little quiet, and I apologize.
I think it
greatly.
was just us actually being quiet.
No, it was this little input deal here.
What's going on there?
It started going down on us. I noticed that during Putting World too. So,
Well, I think we've rectified it again. It looks like I'm maxed out over there. I'm looking at the little equalizer on the changer there.
oh yeah, we're both maxed
We are
out at
dialed.
This point. We are dialed for this final part. Runner up was David Puig, which
Puig.
his name is spelled like Puig, like Yasiel
I
Puig.
don't know who that is. Do you?
Yeah,
Talk about him.
Torquay, bro. He was part of Torquay. Is David Puig, by the way, LIV Golf fans, still part of Torquay?
What the fuck is Torquay?
It's a LIV Golf team.
Is it?
Joaquin Neiman.
God, I'm a fan. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I got some
Yeah.
research to do.
Carlos Ortiz.
Okay. Very
Mito Pereira. David Puig. But I thought it was Puig, but it's Puig.
Was Pugh on the PGA Tour?
No. No, he came straight out of college.
How old?
Young rising star. I think he's like 19 or 20.
How much money did he walk on there with?
Not much. Like
What's not
maybe
much?
A mil?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just like a baseball player signing out of college.
Yeah. Coming straight out of school, going to the NBA. And you got Lucas Herbert, who we were ripping on last week
Yeah.
for the Calf Sox.
Yep.
He finished third. We got a. I almost got us into a defamation lawsuit. Patrick Reed finished fourth. Which, by the way, media won every single battle against Patrick Reed.
Oh,
Every single
my
one of his
God.
cases got thrown out about defamation.
Good.
You got Jason Kokrak, T5, with somebody else that I didn't know. And then, again, is this disappointing that LIV Golf could not pull the victory in Macau?
In Macau.
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 It is for me.
Fuck, it's one tournament, man. I mean,
Yeah, but God, you guys are supposed to be like.
and we got a
top
guy that
level.
won that apparently it's a breakthrough and nobody's ever heard of him. Journeyman. How old is that guy that won?
Fuck if I know.
That's what I'm saying. Like
John Catlin. He's playing on the Asian Tour as an American.
John Catlin.
How old do you think he is?
35.
56.
That's not true.
No, it's not.
That's not. I
have
saw a
no
picture of him.
idea.
Jesus Christ. He's like Benjamin Button then.
All right.
Like he's going backwards.
That's all we got for LIV Golf, folks. Hopefully it's still around. I've loved their broadcast this year, so I'm hoping that it stays LIV Golf, but all signs are pointing towards it becoming a rebranded PGA Tour entity here in the near future. All right, we've got quite a few comments that have come in.
Dial it in.
So this is now audience Q&A, baby. Let's go. Bring it home, audience. I'm going to try to read these off.
You got better eyesight than me, bud.
Oh, no. Ziggy has taken a hard turn against you. So he went from being a fan
Uh-oh.
in the beginning to then challenging you and a random person to a match on the golf
Right,
course
right.
at True North, which any day Ziggy Clemente or
He's
Ziggy
fired
Clarence, he definitely just dropped Butsy trying to rep and rub the watch from Marshalls in my face.
No, they don't have this one at Marshall's. They don't have this one at Marshall's. They do have it at Nordstrom. But hang on. You want to hear a click?
Oh, So Nick just mentioned that our audio sounded good on his end, which is great.
You hear that, Ziggy? That's me figuring out what time we're going to get out there to whoop that ass, baby.
Ziggy also said.
Bought this at Walmart, baby.
Oh, wow.
Ziggy, relax.
Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Make-A-Wish? My guy's fired up. What bar are you at?
Wi-Fi y'all got. Great question there. Don't know.
It's Cox.
We got McDonald's Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know, we're in the ball pit.
Maybe. Here's Nick. Nick's coming back. You guys running it back there next week.
Where?
Nick, where are we running
Where
it back
are we running
next
it
week?
back, Nick?
Are you referencing Putting World or you putting or I think Nick was one of our guys that wanted to come out here to where are we at? Born and Bred.
Born and Bred. We will not be here again every week. We're trying to do a different venue.
We're doing a different venue just about every week.
So
out here in Arizona.
we're looking at a couple different
We're on
options.
a full fucking podcast tour.
Yeah, we're on a pod tour here. We don't know. We're playing gigs at this point. Not on like a band, if you will. So, yeah, we have some options next week. I won't disclose those, but they're pretty cool.
This one was last minute. I will say that.
Yeah, absolutely. What do we got there?
Okay. So Anti-Liv wants to know.
That's for Ziggy.
Did Liv? Yeah,
I hope you smell that, babe.
I'm gonna let that one breathe for a second.
Oh, it's terrible.
Did Liv remove the final 2 weeks for the new PGA Tour kickoff? All right, Anti-Liv, I wish that was true so that you could run with that. It's not the case.
Not true.
Not the case. They're going to wrap up the normal LIV Golf season this year, and then depending, all right, on how this all goes, which, by the way, I have heard that this is heading in the PGA Tour's direction, that the rebranding will take place next year. So it's literally just a facility and dates issue with the final 2 dates there. Ziggy. Oh my God. Ziggy, what are you saying here? Nothing but crocodile or
Oh, my guy.
absolute croc skin butter crown.
Crocskin
cuts
buttercream, he knows.
And
It's a classic statement. Crocskin buttercream.
birdies from this guy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fired up.
Will
you
your
got
partner
Ziggy
be
fired
dressed
up.
in silk as well?
Oh, Ziggy, you better bring the heat, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we're going to have to make this match happen, I think.
I mean, Ziggy's.
I don't know
throwing in
Ziggy,
quite a
but-
bit. But I do love the name Ziggy.
Anybody that goes by Ziggy, they're doing some things that probably aren't legal in life, and I love that. And
Oh my God, you are spot on.
there's no way.
Every Ziggy I know is not doing legal things.
I'm gonna tell you where Ziggy's at right now. He's definitely drinking tonight. He is on here, and he is chirping the living shit out of us.
He might be skiing some slopes.
He might be skiing
He
the
might be
slopes.
just
He's
fucking
one of
hyped
these.
up.
He's
Love
a
that for
journeyman. He's telling us about his +1 handicap
Yeah.
and how he's going to take our $500. And
It's
by the
like
way,
some Conor McGregor confidence right there before Khabib.
kind of a limp in to say $500. If you're trying to run it to the ship, bud, we got to play for more than
We got to
that.
go 25K. He goes, also my Tudor and Rolex, which, by the way, I will take your watches. So if you want to put up a few watches, I've got a nice little gold Rolex that I will throw up, 24K,
Ziggy.
that I will throw up against you in this if you want to throw up some watches.
Ziggy, come on.
He said, better than your Nixon watch. that you have.
Very
He
good.
threw in a Nixon.
Very good. He threw out the
That's
Nixon.
good. Cheers to that.
Oh, that's the high
That's
school
great.
Rolex, dude.
Yeah, fuck
Absolutely.
Yeah. Love a good Nixon, bro.
Oh yeah. $340 at Tilly's. Get it tomorrow. Here we go.
And all I wear on air is this fucking Apple Watch. Are you fucking kidding?
No, I wear this on purpose just to be like preposterous.
It
This
is a massive
This
watch.
is the loudest,
but-
dumbest thing I've
but
ever bought in
it
my
actually
life.
fits your wrist perfectly.
Thank you.
Like it fits your size of man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. That's a Mustang.
Oh no! Siki came back with, what are you in junior high? Nice Nixon, bro. He came back to back with the Nixon comment.
He's fired up.
Yeah, he is
My
fired
guy is
up.
drunk.
Yeah, no, he's sloping.
Which, hey,
He's fucking hitting the slope.
cheers, Zig.
Yeah, cheers, Ziggy.
Credit where credit's due, my man.
Cheers. Chandler.
Yeah.
Woo!
All right.
Okay. There we go.
Some folks walking
People are
behind us.
people are fired up.
They are.
Oh, I
man.
threw that comment back up. That was the third one in a row from Ziggy. All right, folks. Well, does anybody else have anything they want to ask?
Ziggy, you got to give it a minute, man. You can't just like do
Anti-Liv,
that.
I've got to imagine you've got some more questions about this deal that's going down. Because I have more than I can share, but I don't want to come out and just share it.
Who's your contact?
You,
Do I know him?
no.
But somebody is
no,
feeding you some
there-
shit.
There's a lot of them, which it's funny because when I brought Bobby Brown onto this podcast,
Bobby Brown.
we had a few really good sources, and then I started getting messages from other agents, and all of a sudden, this whole world opened up
Yeah.
to where it's like never sharing, can't share.
You know,
You
though.
can't share.
But you know
But
what's
like
going down.
I get text messages and I make phone calls. Like when I need to find something out,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
making phone calls. It's funny too because when Jordan Spieth when there was the whole, if anybody follows Pull Hook Golf on Twitter, there was this battle between the Pull Hook Golf account and some rando dude who just decided that he knew more than I did.
Okay.
He knew more than I did about the players' directors. And so Camilo Villegas got nominated, and he beat out Kevin Streelman as the chairman of the players, okay?
Okay.
Of the pack,
Okay.
the players' board. Now, he all of a sudden starts chirping about that Jordan Spieth has stepped down. So what I do? I reach out to Jordan Spieth's agent.
Hey,
And I'm like, hey, Jay,
what's going on here?
what is happening? And then I reach out to another one of his agents who represents another player on the PGA Tour that is also part of this whole ordeal.
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, did he step down? And then I just didn't say anything for a while because I really just wanted it to linger. That I wanted that moment to where it comes out in public. And I'm just like,
you know already, but let's let it happen.
and you know what I posted? I posted a little Doja Cat. Bitch, I said what I said. I'll paint the town red. And sure enough, the town got painted fucking red. And
Oh,
that dude
boy.
that dude owed me an apology, and he did. To his respect, he apologized and backed down after that.
There
Okay,
you go.
so here we go. How many LIV players make it back to the PGA Tour? Great fucking question.
That's a good question.
There we go. That's what we're looking for. All right, Butsy, why don't you start off with some speculation, and then I will actually bring us into some reality.
I'm going to go with 20%.
How many players is that?
Well,
54? 20%
no,
of 54?
yeah, probably 30 at least. I think 30
No.
guys make it back.
No,
You don't think so?
no.
Why?
Penalties.
What penalties?
So you're going to have a few
I got to pee
that
again, by the way.
You're going to have a few. You can head off if you want.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
You're going to have a few that are going to ride off into the sunset. Number one, Cam Smith. No, he'll be invited back, but he's not coming back. Cam Smith, gone. Fishing. I've said it before. I think that him and Dustin Johnson need a fishing show. I think that'd be brilliant. I think him and Dustin Johnson, unlike the Animal Planet or Discovery Channel, unreal. But you've got, God, I posted not that long ago the main guys that the PGA Tour would want to have back. And I think I put in there like 15 guys, or at least a top 10. I think it's about 15 guys that the tour really wants to have come back. And as much as people don't like, you have to understand, the tour does actually understand that they need heels. They need bad guys to be a part of the PGA Tour. It's not cool just to see people that, like, you're not rooting against win all the time. Like, oh, okay, Scotty Scheffler's a great guy. Okay, cool, he won. Okay, Max Homa, love him. Okay, cool, he won. You've got Wyndham Clark is borderline whether or not he's going to be just a fan favorite or heel. Depends on how you look at it. But if you go through the list of LIV golfers, there's some young guys that the PGA Tour would love to have. Caleb Surratt being one of them. David Poog is another one. You've got Joaquin Neiman they would love to have back. They would love to have back Bryson DeChambeau. And I'll tell you why. Not because it's Bryson DeChambeau, but because the way that he hits a golf ball off of the tee drives fans. People sit there, and when you're in person versus on TV, and you hear the sound that comes off of that driver face for a Bryson DeChambeau drive, you want to watch Bryson DeChambeau hit a golf ball. It's unfucking believable.
Do you want a beer?
So, I'm okay still. I still got like a quarter of a... This thing was filled, bro.
I kind of want to sip that. What do you got in there? Let me just see what we're working with it.
We're getting a little low, but...
Oh God.
You're welcome.
Never mind. I won't be drinking that again. Holy shit, Matty.
That's a long ball.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bushwick,
All right,
baby.
you're fired up.
So, I was just going over...
Funny, I had no idea that there was fucking ice water in there. Oh, shit.
So,
That's not ice water.
that's not ice water.
Fire water.
Never is, folks.
That's funny.
Where
sorry.
was I?
Sorry.
So, I'll tell you one of the guys that they actually really want back as well, that is a heel, that most people are going to go, PGA Tour doesn't want him. They want Patrick Reed back.
Oh,
Patrick
Reed's great.
Reed, they love him because he is the negative side of publicity.
Captain America.
Captain America, they want him for the Ryder Cup. They also want him for the negativity. They want him for the cheating. They want him for everything that he stands for, okay?
It's the one thing they might do right is want that guy back. That's good adversity.
So you got quite a few guys. Now, is Dustin Johnson, which Bobby and I talked about this, Dustin Johnson signed a 3-year contract for over $100 million. Is he ever going to play golf after this third year?
No.
And everybody,
No.
everybody on the inside is like, no, he's retiring. Like, he's retiring after this.
I would.
He's going to go off with Paulina. He's going to go off with the kids. He's going to go on the yacht. He's going to do his fishing. He's just going to live life.
Play his money games, have
Can't
his
fucking
fun.
blame him. Can't
No.
blame him at all. Like, that is brilliant if you are Dustin Johnson.
And here's the thing, right? If you love golf, you don't necessarily have to go back and play the PGA Tour. You've already proved yourself. You can do the AK thing. You can go play skins games. You can play money games. You can still love the game and be competitive. You don't need to go back to that stage. You got enough money that you don't care. Some people feel that way. So,
Yeah, they sure do.
Wouldn't you? I mean, I don't know.
So there is going to be a number of guys that you wouldn't expect that they're going to give a pathway back to. Then everybody else is going to have these huge fines, but PIF has already set the precedent with, God, what's his fucking name? We talked about him. Oh, gosh, I did an interview with a PGA Tour caddy.
Who?
That it's going to be coming out soon. David Geese.
Who's he caddy for?
He caddies for Harrison Endicott, who won the Q School. And we were actually talking about this, that, shit, I can't remember the goddamn name. But the PGA Tour wants to bring back some of these guys, but there's a precedent with the DP World Tour to which they have fined for people to come back and play on the DP World Tour. So PIF's going to have to pay that money.
Matt, can I do one more? Thank
got
you, bro.
Any food left? Any
What-
food left?
You guys closed?
No
You're fucked.
worries. No worries. We're fine.
No,
You guys have been awesome. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. No, you've brought him some Coors Lights. Actually, all right, let me put you to work. Can I get your best old-fashioned?
Woo!
There we go.
There it is,
I am going
folks.
to judge this here. I am a big old
We're gonna
fashioned
get this
fan,
live
by the way.
too, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Born
Matt,
and
this is gonna be live.
born and bred old
This is
fashioned.
gonna be live. We're gonna taste test this on the broadcast. I'm a big old fashioned guy.
Oh, he's gonna
Bring
bring
your
you out
best.
his best stuff,
Here we go.
and you got to see Matty.
Yeah.
You got to show him. You got to let him in the pod next. Yeah, when he comes back out,
He's
he's
gotta
one of the
come
best
in.
beards you've ever seen in your life.
It's great. This guy's really stumped. Hey, Chandler, we're doing it up big. What? Chandler.
What?
I didn't hear what you said.
You ladies are representing Chandler.
Yeah.
Yeah. See? Here we go.
There they
Yeah,
are.
you're
They're
live
coming
right
in
now.
out of the jungle, folks.
Hey, you girls love golf?
My husband does.
There you go.
That's what
And
we're
my
doing
dad
here.
does.
That's what we're
Tell
doing
them
here.
Pole Hook Golf. That's us.
Did you guys go golfing right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
San Marcos. And then we came to do the podcast.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's where we always go golfing.
Yeah.
We golf.
Love the energy.
What are y'all
coming off
doing?
of y'all.
We're going home.
Good. It's probably a good play.
We're all drunk, so we get to go home.
Hey.
There you go. Oh, wow, folks.
That happens.
There you go.
Hey, welcome back.
Cheers.
You were nice here earlier.
Oh, boy.
Thank you. Bye, ladies. Appreciate you. There we
Wow.
go. There
What
you
a
go.
drop
You get
in
that
here from
live on the broadcast.
a lot of locals
You gotta
running
love
around
it.
out
You
here.
Gotta love it. All right. Once again, folks, we are here at Born and Bred in Chandler, Arizona. They got a great happy hour. They just opened up not that long ago.
No.
Great concept restaurant here in Chandler,
Yep.
right in the heart of it. I mean, this is downtown Chandler.
You are right here.
Yeah.
A lot
This
of
is
people
fantastic.
throw downtown Chandler to the wind, and 10 years ago, that was probably a good play, but this is a wonderful
San
place
Marcos
to hang
is
out.
right over here. By
I
the
live
way.
right here. I can walk home just to
What
be
did,
honest.
what did you say? It's one of the original resorts here in Arizona?
It's the oldest golf resort. If you go walk through the hotel, you got Ben Hogan, you got Frank Sinatra, Al Capone has a
My
not
kind
a
of
horse,
guys.
a house on the golf course. And if you walk through the hotel, all that history is displayed there. If you're
By the
coming
way,
into Arizona, it's a good place
Crown
to stay.
Plaza's right. If you see the palm
Pretty
trees
cool place.
over here that are lit, Crown Plaza's right here
Pretty
at San
cool
Marcos.
place.
Great place.
Very old
So,
park
again,
style golf
If
course.
you guys got any more comments, feel free to add them. But that was kind of our little
That's what we're doing.
roast, or not a roast. Jesus, what am I saying? It was our breakdown of who's going to be let back to the PGA Tour, who
And
the PGA Tour actually wants. They want some characters and personalities back. Cam Smith's not one of them because Cam Smith is done. You've got Dustin Johnson, who's probably done.
How is Cam Smith done? He's not done.
Cam Smith has a Lamborghini, bro.
Yeah, he's got probably 4 or
He
5
loves
of them, but
fishing.
yeah, but I think if you give him the opportunity to play in some events
Okay,
to
so
showcase his
Cam-
skill, he's going to do
Cam
that.
fell victim to, for the first time, having guaranteed money, and his game suffered because of it. Now he's trying to get it back. That's a tough place to be.
Even in the live broadcast, you can see and it's just like on the PGA Tour. He's working on a swing change. I mean, he wants to get back to where he was. If you say, hey, you can come back and play in some of our bigger events.
Do you think Ziggy's on the downturn?
Ziggy, I don't know where Ziggy's
of
at.
the slopes?
Maybe. He might have run out of drugs. I'm not sure. It's very early
Oh,
on
there he is.
Tuesday. Here.
There he
So,
is.
Ziggy, welcome back.
Oh, so Ziggy, you might have missed the majority of this broadcast.
He's back.
Because he asked, is there any news on LIV Golf and the PIF merger? Yes. It's in due diligence stage, which means that they
comes your
have
cocktail, though.
everything done. They just need to convince the players.
Can we get him? Can we get him in? Just
Oh,
pop
here
in
we
front
go.
of the camera
Actually,
here, Matt.
You know what, boys? I'm a little camera shy.
Are you? You got the best beard on earth.
You really do. That thing. Come on over here.
Can we just pop?
Oh,
down
here we
here?
go. Pop down for a
here.
second.
Show 'em
Here we
off.
go. We got Matt
That's our
here,
guy.
bartender at Born and Bred by Aftermath. This place is unreal.
Yep.
Awesome
Fucking
spot.
awesome.
Downtown Chandler,
Yeah.
Yeah.
cold beer, great cocktails.
You guys
Well,
got a
we're
great
about to
happy
find
hour.
out.
All right, so
Okay.
so we got.
What do we got here?
hey.
So what I decided to pour you here
Okay.
is I did Basil Hayden.
Ooh, I
Oh,
love
Basil
that.
Hayden.
Hey.
Well played.
Great one.
Very
Well
nice.
played, yeah.
We actually do a Demerara Oleo syrup. So basically what we do is we take
Wow.
Demerara syrup, we put a bunch of orange peels in there. So
Okay.
all the citrus from the orange peels
Love
gets
that.
released into Demerara syrup.
I'm gonna need a pull off
Do
that.
a little bit of chocolate bitters, a little aromatic bitters.
Chocolate
Oh,
bitters.
Yeah.
Oh, give it a sip.
Well
give it a
played.
sip while
Okay.
you guys here.
Let's see. Cheers, everybody.
And
Yes,
it
chef.
tastes Good, so
Is it good, chef?
and don't say no, or else I'll.
He's gonna-
One sip, everybody knows the rules.
Everybody knows the rules. Very
I
good.
think this might be my new thing. Is doing one sip of an old fashioned everywhere
How is
I
it?
go.
How is it?
It's fan-fucking-tastic. That's smooth.
Thank you,
That's
brother.
really
Appreciate
smooth.
you. He's been feeding us all night. Great Samaritan. Thank you, sir.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Let me give
Appreciate
that a sip.
Holy shit. That's money.
You know, you find notes of orange right when you pull it up to your palate. Maddie,
Okay. So
this is unbelievable.
Phil Mickelson
Take that away.
does not have a path back. So that is correct.
Is
Inside
Phil
Lou.
out?
Phil's out.
If this thing ends,
Phil burnt too many bridges. And by the way, who does Tiger despise the most?
Phil. He would
So-
love nothing more than to end.
And by the
Phil's
way,
career.
Phil does not have. I mean, for Callaway to dump Phil, that was a big tell for everybody.
Yeah.
That
Wait, when did that happen?
happened last year. So, and it was very tucked under the rug.
Yeah.
But Phil lost all of his And by the way, Phil talks very highly of Callaway and everything like that. But Phil was done with Callaway, and that is very telling as to his
Bro, I'm
worth
taking another sip of that. This
within
is fucking
within the
unbelievable.
industry. So, yeah, Phil's done. So anti-live, you
Kudos to you, bro.
you can run with that one.
Oh,
Let's see.
one of the best I've ever had.
Oh, Ziggy's letting us know that he's sober, making all these comments.
That's not possible.
Come on, Ziggy.
There's no way that a
come
sober
on,
guy
don't-
does that.
This is
That's a problem.
We're
now.
real
Now
about
you
this,
got
man.
a problem at this point.
Oh God, he says no slopes for me, haha. And then he goes, except for the blue moon he drinks, but
We're just giving you a
don't
hard
think
time, but it's
golf-
fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
We obviously
You're fine.
know
We're-
you're not
we
doing
will.
drugs.
By the way, if you bring some character and some game, we're absolutely down for this.
Well, Maddie and I were talking about this, right? Last time we played, and I'm not trying to. We don't want to go the route
So-
of the YouTube golfer, where
we're not we are
it's not us.
We are not the
I'm not
YouTube
trying
golfer
to. Oh, we had
to
a
where
match
we're
against.
both Butsy and I have had situations,
Yeah.
and we're not going to bring up what YouTubers they were, but if you follow either of us closely, you will find remnants in our profiles of matches that took place that never got published on YouTube because they got destroyed.
Exactly.
And by the way, we were not in communication
and myself
before those at all.
myself, a very affluent high-end match happened. I'm just gonna speak to this. I'm not gonna say names.
So Ziggy says you and him have met before, and he said anytime, any place. So how about Troon? Sunday.
I mean, Troon's good.
about Troon
Sunday I
Sunday?
can't do it. I have some work peeps in town, but the following weekend would be fantastic, and I would love to meet you again. And I would like to go out and have some cocktails and, God, just beat the living tar out of you on
And
the golf course.
JC14 also brought up a really good point. Phil fucked up and showed who he is to the whole world
How do you do that?
with his,
How do you do that?
with his comments. Remember when he said
I think Phil makes
No.
great comments.
No, he does now. Like, by the way, a lot of the shit that Phil said, Phil is very smart. So don't get me wrong when
Correct.
I say this. Phil is very intelligent.
Been in this game a
but
long time.
Phil fucked up when he goes, those guys are dangerous motherfuckers.
Who is?
The Saudis.
Oh, well,
and
they
then,
are.
And then he signs the deal with them.
Yeah.
Gets suspended by the PGA Tour, then signs the deal with them. So
He didn't know. He didn't know what he didn't know until he
Yeah.
knew it. That's the way I look at that.
it's a tough one.
It's a
with
slippery
Phil
slope.
because
Rom said the same shit. He didn't say they're scary. He said, I will never do this, basically, in a nutshell. Did he not? Did he not? Did he not say that within a month of signing? Pretty sure he did.
oh, we got to rate this.
Oh, it's
If this is going to become the thing to where, like, I'm stealing this from Dave Portnoy of Barstool,
it's an unbelievable old fashioned.
Dave, you got the pizza thing. I got the old-fashioned thing. So I'm an old-fashioned drinker.
Here's the deal.
And I'm going to tell you right now, This is a 8.1.
8-1's good.
8.1. Fucking solid.
It's so smooth.
Because nobody's ever going to
Can't
get
start
to a
with a
10.
10.
Can't go. Not
he
wrong.
smells
Not
what you're
wrong.
stepping in. Did
Not
you hear
wrong.
that?
Yeah.
He smells what you're stepping in.
And it's manure. I'm stepping in. It's
Hot shit.
hot manure. So
Oh my god.
he called me out, and he's right. He's right. 8 point. It's a solid score.
I'm fucking dead.
Solid score. By the way, I've had 3 other of these, and I haven't announced them publicly, but they're all lower. You're the highest ranking right now.
Are we doing that now?
Yeah, it's now a new thing. Pleasure. Yeah, it's our new thing. It is one sip. Everybody knows
Whoa.
the rule.
Maddie, we keep playing these venues, right? I keep saying playing venues, but we keep having these podcasts at different locations, and a lot of them happen to have a bar associated with them.
Ziggy just said bet. All right, we're in.
All right, we're in, dude. We're in. Nothing more to
say?
say. We're not hating.
Yeah.
I love you, man.
We're not hating. We love you, Ziggy. We're just going to rape you on the golf course. It's fun. I hope you bring that +1 action. I really do. And I hope that you're a drug dealer, too.
I
which would be
I
great.
think you are going to be splendidly surprised.
Because the only Ziggies I know are drug dealers.
I don't know a lot of Ziggies. I don't know a
I
lot
know
of
a
Ziggies.
few. What does that say about me?
Oh, no.
Who knows?
Yeah, no, my other buddy named Ziggy. What?
I got a buddy from New York City. His name's Ziggy.
Yeah, I didn't know that was even a thing.
Yeah,
First
it's a
time I've
thing.
ever heard that name.
You're the one that called it out.
Well,
Yeah, you know. You're just being shy. I'm the one that's just calling it how it is. But, folks, as we wrap up this
Yes.
episode, my God, I love all of you. And
bit of a night here.
we definitely had a night. Hang on. We got. Oh.
Did we just
Shit.
go live for 4 hours now? Is that what we do?
Ziggy just said, hang on. We got 2 different comments from Ziggy. I got to piss.
Oh, you finally have to pee. Been wondering.
Oh, he's going thoughts of Charlie Woods and the PGA Tour qualifier. Wow. And then he goes, my boy hit you up over
Somebody
text.
just texted me and
Yeah,
said,
he goes-
me and Ziggy versus you and whoever.
There we go.
Dex Garten. You know Ziggy? You would. You would know Ziggy. All right. I know Dex's game. I have no problem with that. Absolutely. I'll play you any
Ziggy,
day of the week.
Ziggy, you better bring some shit, bro. You better
If
bring
that's your
some
guy,
shit.
if that's your guy,
You're
buddy.
gonna have a tough day.
We win.
I think I broke the mic stand. There we go. All right, I've got that lead
Champion.
going,
Yeah, you
'cause
do.
The 8.1.
That one popped in, didn't it? Watch out for the orange peel there, bud. I'm going
That's
to pull off
great.
that.
That's great. All right, we finished up the audience Q&A.
God, that's so good.
It really is. I mean, it's the best one that I've had in all of our venues so far.
Well, we're
It's an
just getting into
8.1.
this right now, right?
Yeah, but
So
I had one.
Trevor's was good.
Yeah, it was good, but that was also, well,
It was mediocre run of the mill.
we didn't rate it properly. We're going to rate it next time.
Well, here's
All
the
right,
deal.
Hang on. JC14 wants his comment. This needs to be Butsy's next video on YouTube. Laugh out loud.
What video is that?
What are we talking about?
Oh, the match
here?
he's probably talking about.
Oh.
He's
By
probably
the
talking
way,
about filming
yeah,
this.
We actually,
We have discussed this at length.
we've been talking about this quite a bit.
How do we do this?
We're going to start doing some encore stuff
live.
live, and we do have some audio that we're going to be setting up as well. So
Not edited, raw, live.
very raw.
Yeah. We've
I hope you guys are prepared for this.
we found a couple of underage workers that are willing to come out. Just kidding.
They're straight from China.
Yeah, they are.
They
they are.
actually used to work in Nike.
They said that used to hurt my hands. This I just hold the gimbal, and we're like, look, it's better, right? And
We
we're
had-
paying them more. It's way better
We
deal.
tried it with Pissed Off Paul, who's an Italian. that didn't really pan
Pissed
out.
off Paul was a big deal.
He was pissed.
God,
at the
we
end of
muted
that.
him so many times.
Jesus Christ. Actually, we need to create a reel of
the
every
mutes.
time that we muted
Of
him.
the mutes. It's hard to do. 6 hours of
It
content.
really is. It was a lot of content,
Oh, yeah.
folks. But, all right. I'm going to get into the conclusion, and then if anybody has any questions, feel free to add
I'm gonna take
them
another
at the
pull off
end
orange Swan here.
so that I can just get this out of the way for the podcast.
Can I stop you for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
You're in Chandler. You're not going to be here for a while.
God damn it.
Can we pack up your shit, take it to your car, maybe head over to have a cigar?
Yeah.
Okay, we're in tonight, folks. Sorry, we got a little
This
wasted.
episode's going to come out on Thursday because it's a fucking Valspar.
And we will not be editing this tomorrow. Maddie's going to be in a
It's gonna,
bad
no,
place.
it's going to be tomorrow, but it's not going to be tonight.
Oh,
God.
whoa.
All right. Hey.
Watch out.
You got to be careful of the Amazon special here. Okay. So I had to have a white one. All right. Hang on. Everybody,
Carry on,
Everybody
carry on.
serious. Okay.
All right, pull
Ready for
together.
this?
Pull together.
Ready for this? And that wraps up tonight's episode. Thank you so much, Butsy. I'm Matt Cook, and thank you to Swannies.co. Utilize promo code POLHOOKGolf25 at checkout for 25% off your entire order. Also, Bushwood Spirits, by the way. Get that Looper bottle right there. Get that vodka. If you are a vodka Red Bull guy,
That's
is
your shit
beautiful.
right
If
there.
you love Bloody Marys, that's your guy right there. But also their whiskey is unbelievable. Go to utilize Pull Hook Golf 20 for 20% off
20
your entire order at Bushwood.com.
You really had an enunciation problem tonight. I'm here for it.
Dude, love it.
Holy shit.
All day. I grinded today.
Some
but
days you're
that's
like that.
Sometimes that I get going so
Yeah.
much that like,
Well, you develop a
blanks.
palsy. I get it.
but peace out, everybody. Thank you for the podcast. And we are back to
We'll see you next week.
Ziggy again. Ziggy, what do you got here for us?
He can't stop.
Ziggy goes, drink some water. That's not my problem, bud.
Yeah.
Not my problem.
You drink some fucking water, dude.
What?
We'll see you on the tee.
Butsy knows that it's not water that's my problem. Every once in a while,
Wait till
the
we
brain
meet.
doesn't work.
Wait till we meet, and I just give you a nice big hug, and then you decide from there whether you want to continue that match. You'll see. It's all for you, baby.
Ziggy, you got to be ready for some embarrassment
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't been embarrassed since 1991.
Nope, not since I was born. And that's it, folks.
Well, no, that I was born in '84, but
Sign it off, Maddie. Sign it off, Maddie.
91 was the last time I was embarrassed.
And we're out.
See you, everybody.
Very nice. Love you guys.